What's up, guys? Hey, how are you? Well, it's a new week, new race, new track. Man, these NNR truck guys, Daytona International Speedway, full setups on. Ah, man, Tuesday nights are always a good time. These truck guys absolutely always put on a show. They're getting done with qualifying. And while I do that, Rick James in the booth. Rick, it's a brand new week full of nothing but super speedway racing around the world center of speed. How you doing, buddy? I know there's a whole lot going on the TV right now, but man, these trucks are getting set to set some pretty blistering paces. How are you?
Pete, it's my absolute pleasure to be here. How are you, my friend? My favorite racetrack on the circuit, as you mentioned, the world center of racing, the Daytona International Speedway. Speeds are going to be through the roof. Excitement will be through the roof. I hope the fans are ready because I'm ready. How about you, my friend?
Oh man, I've been waiting for this for a while. This is the first time that NNR is actually trying to go off of full setups. So this is what it's going to be like this season. So normally these guys they go down pit road, they can adjust their tape, their wedge, and their air pressures. That's it. These guys are working, or this week rather, they're working with springs and bumps and rebounds and track. They are working with everything. So I think it threw some of the guys for a loop, but there were a lot of guys out there like Word Burton and Lucky Dog and several others, which I'm hoping at some point Log will make his way to the booth. But there's a lot of guys that normally run setups that were very, very uh, capable and willing to share their setups with a lot of these NNR guys. That way, they didn't come out here to Daytona, and then later on at Talladega, we'll see the same exact thing. So NNR is going to go on full tilt every time we get to one of these restrictor plate tracks. I'm ready to see what they're going to be capable of. Got between 15 and 20 trucks that are going to be out here on track tonight. I'm almost wondering if that daily leaderboard that we see for some of these tracks, the times and whatnot, I'd like to see some of these guys crush that just to show that they can get it done in setups as well as presets.
Well, Pete, a lot of factors play into that. As you said, these trucks are going to be tuned to maximum speed. The draft will be active tonight, but these drivers also need to be on top of that wheel. Just because we're racing trucks doesn't mean they're any easier to play with in that draft. The closing speeds will be higher, so reactions need to be faster. And Pete, I think the driver that keeps his reactions the best will be first.
Yeah, and that was actually one of the questions that I asked Swats, the series admin, was whether they were going to be on low draft, normal draft, high draft, whatever. They are running on normal draft, so we're not going to see those crazy runs and the crazy gains onto the guy in front from the guy behind. At all. It's going to be what Heat 5 was normally intended to be before they brought out those additional options. So I'm hoping that it'll make for a cleaner race. I'm hoping for not too many cautions. We're actually getting started right on time, like right at 9:30. And I was joking around with Swatch just a little bit. Wow, it's 9:30, and we're hitting that connection test timer right on the button. So good job by him to kick everything off. He got through. I don't want to say like a roll call, but just making sure that everybody here that said they were going to be here. But you know, you and I, we've called e-spark races at the restrictor plates at Daytona and Talladega. We're going to see something very similar to that, just on a smaller scale. These guys don't have 38 cars out here, but it's going to be very, very interesting to see what these guys are going to be capable of where they're normally on presets.
17 trucks currently fill this lineup, Pete, and these guys are eager to go. Drivers like NNR Swats, NNR, Cowboy, Papa Bear, Shadilak, Yotes King. The regular gang is all here, but it's such a different game now, Pete, because the tunes are on. So The draft not only is going to be best for those that can handle it, but those that have tuned their truck to be in that position. Full length race tonight, 100 laps here at Daytona. As always, 2 times wear with game and manual cautions if need be. But with these tunes, I expect these drivers to be turning 46, 47-second laps. So that's going to put this expected race time at just under 1 hour.
Yeah, man, can you imagine an actual NASCAR truck race running a full race in an hour? I don't think. Well, man, I don't know. They could have done it, but I don't think so. I think usually the commercial and the the water bottle on the track cost and all that comes out. But man, these guys are going to come out here. They're going to perform. I think they're going to have a phenomenal race. And I mentioned that some of the normal what you call it, setup guys were willing to give these guys options for different kinds of setups. But Rick, even though they give you a setup, it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to suit your style. So I mean, back in the day when I was all about the tuning, I could get a setup from somebody like Silent or Kamal or some of these other guys, and it would be either too loose or too tight for me. Just because it's good for somebody else does not mean that it's going to be good for you. So you really got to watch and tweak it to yourself. Even though they're coming into the race with full setups on, they're still going to have the normal things to tune with that wedge, the tire pressure, and the air pressure. So we'll have to see how that falls when the time comes. And from what I think I heard, some guys they didn't even get a setup, so you can just imagine those guys are going to drop to the back like a rock.
Well, we're about to find out, Pete. The ticker's about to count down to 0. The race is about to get underway. Fans at home, the link is twitch.tv/repeat 1975. It's Repeat and myself, Rick James. We're going to bring you the very best in trucks. You're here because you don't want to miss it, and your friends don't want to miss this either. Twitch.tv/repeat 1975. Let's get in here and watch some trucks.
Absolutely. Getting ready to kick this off. Just see Banner get online. He's usually pretty good about helping out in the chat. Worm Rider, good to see you. Duct Tape out there saying he can't wait to see some truck racing. And Kool-Aid, a guy that'll actually be on track here next week when we get to Roval. Of all tracks, Kool-Aid, you're going to join in right when we're going to our first road course, huh? Buddy, I wish you luck. I actually won't be there next week. I'm actually taking my wife on a little bit of a vacation. We got married on Veterans Day 9 years ago, so we're going to take a little bit of a trip. But I digress. Tonight is all about these NNR truckers. And yeah, Rick, you see the sights and the sounds. You see the crowd. I wish they were still filled like that. I wish all this COVID crap was early and gone, so we could all find our way back to a Bristol or a Daytona or Martinsville or something like that very, very early next year, as we've only got a week or so left in this season. But up front, the series admin himself is going to be the 51 of NNR SWATs. To his outside, he's going to have his brother, so I'm thinking maybe a little bit of sharing went on right there. It's going to be the 99 of Shadlac. P3, it's going to be the 21 of Tenacious Z. Then you got the 52 of Mike 24. Then on the third row, you got the 88 of Beast, his first NNR race. Then you got the 02 of Yotes King. He's got a win in the bag ready this year. The 38 of NNR Bowling. Good to see him. 33 of Haskell the Rascal. Still love that gamer tag. 13 of Garrett. 25-23 as they go down the backstretch. Then you got the 18 of NNR Cowboy rocking a different paint scheme. Heat 5 finally gave him something else to play with. Then you got the 16 of Siege Tempest. The 24 of Krabby Soup, the Soul Diecast winner that I gave away not too long ago. Then we got the 98 of Papa Bear, 23 of More Than a Cape. Another guy running his first race, Chevy Country Boy, welcome in that 2 truck. Then you got the 8 of Slow and In the Way with the 00 of Boss E. Geo. Then Rick, we're back up front, coming through the restart zone. Brother e brother, mano e mano. Hammer down, Rick. Take a screen.
100 laps on order tonight. I hope the fans brought their appetite because we are going to get this meal started. 51, 99, 21, Toyota, Ford, Chevrolet, your top three. So good parity to start this one. Still 2x2. No one's really freaking out or trying to break away, but four trucks already stuck at the back. Special mention to my good friend Bossy Geo at the back. We'll see what he does so far, Pete, but now the leaders have gotten single file.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess, Rick. This either those guys were sleeping on the start, or those guys might be some of those that Swats mentioned pretty early, saying, "Hey, don't forget to load your setup." Or if you didn't get a chance to either copy one of the setups that were offered or work on your own, load in the best possible preset. And I'm gonna guess those guys that are deep in the pack already are those guys. As looks like Swat's gonna go on and lead this first lap.
Swats leading in that Cessna Mobile 1 Toyota Tundra at the front. He's got Cadillac right behind him in the Carolina Nut F-150. Tenacious rounding out the top three in that Cosmo Silverado. Fourth place, you're going to find yourself with the 18 truck being piloted by, excuse me, lost it there, Pete. And Cowboys in that 18 truck sitting in fourth place, and already some action for fifth.
Yeah, a little bit of action for fifth. They're going to try that outside lane, but it looks like one truck found a hole and dug right back down again. I'm hoping to see more 2 and 3 wide racing. You can absolutely get that done. Combat Beast out there in chat now saying Bowling and Cadillac are his picks. Lions Pride Gaming is talking about the brothers making a 1-2 finish just the way they started. So we'll have to see if the 51 and 99 can get that done. But everybody right now kind of single file, riding that double yellow, really protecting it. I think that's really going to be the only way anybody's going to get around you. These guys are a bit too spread out to really try anything. Looks like the 18, though, he's going to try that high side line, maybe hope that somebody will pull up. No such luck. He's right back down, falling right back in line.
18 testing those Daytona waters on the outside line, and that ocean is far too deep for him to be swimming this early on in the race. So he heads into shallow waters in front of the 33 of Haskell the Rascal, but he makes a splash, and the 33 has to check up. There's the gap between the top three and fourth, but now the 18 is back up to full song and trying to make his way up to the back of that 21 truck being piloted by Tenacious. Cadillac in the 99, Swats in the 51. The leaders seem content to stay single file, but here comes the 18, Pete, one more time on the outside.
Yeah, 18, either he's getting a very, very good run, or he didn't want to hit the guy in front of him with the speed that he had, so he tried to take it to the outside. There is another truck a little bit further back behind him. It looks like it's going to be the 24 Chase Elliott scheme that they so graciously put in game after he won that what you call it, the bounty that wherever that everybody had out there to beat Kyle Busch in one of his sole truck races. Yeah, Chase Elliott got it done, and that was a nice $100 pay or $100,000 payday for Chase.
A beautiful payday for Chase. What's not paying off is that outside line for the 18 of NNR Cowboy. Haskell the Rascal now back up into fourth place after the 18 left his position. 33 now shoved to the high side, and he's got the 23 looking underneath him. More than a cape in that CMR Silverado now into fifth place at the front, Pete. That 51 Tundra still leads Cadillac in second in the 99 F-150. Moves being made up the back.
Absolutely, yeah. A little bit more, but still, it's going to be to no avail. There's nobody else in this main pack, or in the front part of this main pack, I should say, that are willing to pull out just yet. The 51 of SWAT has led the entire thing so far. His brother's clearly got his back. Hey, nothing's thicker than blood, or so they say. And Tenacious D in that 21, he's sticking right there in P3. Kool-Aid, thank you very much for the sub, sir. Absolutely appreciate it. And your good timing, too, man, for anybody else that's out there. I will be doing a NASCAR.com or an Amazon.com gift card giveaway on Thursday night. So, definitely appreciate it. That puts your name in for it. You don't have to be there to win, but I absolutely appreciate that everybody that comes out, hangs out, chats it up in the chats, and keeps us all company, man. It's going to be a great week of Daytona, man. These trucks are just the tip of the proverbial iceberg here, Rick. Next time the one and only NNR Cowboy comes on by, you see him up there in about P4 in that 18 Safe Light the white scheme anymore. You finally got another one to mix it up with. We're talking about mixing it up, Rick. They are the big run by the 88 there, and that 21 completely slammed that door shut. Rock NASCAR, sir. How are you? Good to see you.
9 laps into this stage, now 12 laps remaining, Pete. You called that 88 with a fantastic run. Another truck that had the run is the 18 Tundra of NNR Cowboy. Back up in 4th place, but he's been no higher. He bounces off that yellow line, and the gap still remains to that top 3. The 33 of Haskell to Rascal still sitting in 3rd. That 38 truck being piloted by Bowling is trying to make his way up there as well, sitting behind that 88. These trucks have had enough sitting single file, Pete. Watch them just jostle left and right. Look at that 88 out of space. Bowling trying to get up there and waiting for his moment.
Yeah, I tell you what, the 18 of Cowboy, he got up there. I'm guessing he might have tried a little bit of a side draft on the 33 and the 21 and whatnot, and he was able to pull himself all the way up about flush with the 99 of Cadillac before he got relegated back to about P4. But if he was able to do that, and if he's able to do it again, it'll be really interesting to see if anybody goes with him. Obviously, that 18 has a very fast truck. He's able to get to the outside, and you saw that it actually worried the 51 enough, rather, that he felt like he had to kind of block both lines. So not too shabby at all, as it looks like the 99 might be looking inside his brother. Does he have a fender? He might. Yep, there he goes. The 51 moved too high. That's going to put the 99 Carolina Nut Ford F-150 to the front, and then also open up the door for the 33 Haskell Rascal. 51's going to be able to slide back into P2.
That 51 Orca Tundra back into 2nd place. F-150 Tundra Silverado, your top 3 out of the 3rd corner. Cadillac, new leader in that 99 truck, now 11 1/2 laps complete in this race. Here comes that 38 of Bowling trying to make a move on the outside, but nothing doing. It'll be 9 laps to go this time by, Pete. The 51's going to get a great run out of 4, but does he risk losing 2nd to try to take 1st?
I don't, Rick, showing a little bit of love to the guys a little bit further in the back. The back half, they were about 4 trucks deep, and now they're 2 deep with a couple of stragglers, including a Chevy Country Boy. He seems to have lost a truck that was in front of him, and the 2 that were in front of those guys have kind of separated themselves as they continue to kind of scoot away nose to tail. I don't see them wanting to check up. I was curious how long the guys in the back, if they didn't load a setup, would he able to kind of stay within sight of all the guys up front that are running setups. Here's that other packs slowing in the way, and the 02 of Yotes King. But Rick, and I forgot to do it again. I forgot to put up that ever-loving Stage 1 banner. So let's go ahead and get that up there. But yeah, it's early. Only Stage 1. These guys will still have an option to do something with the tire pressures, with the tape, or whatever, to try to gain just a little bit of speed on the rest or the front of the pack.
They're going to need to tandem up, Pete, and get single file because there's 2 cars by their lonesomes. You mentioned the 2 of Chevy Country Boy, and I believe that was the 8 truck of, no, that was the 00 truck of Bossy Geo 88, all by their lonesome. Then you say slowing in the way, also tandem, but 2 trucks just isn't going to cut it. And there's a wreck out of 4, Pete. The 23 of More Than a Cape. The 52's been involved. The 38 of Bowling has been involved as well. The 13 gets a little bit of action at the end of that one, and the caution flies with 87 to go in the race, but it's 8 laps left when they take the yellow.
Yeah, that car that got way out of shape and slammed inside the wall, hit pretty hard. These guys are going to have about 30 seconds now. This is great, a saving grace for those guys all the way in the back, because now they're going to get a full 40 seconds rather than just 14 to 16 seconds that you'd get on a normal pit stop to do everything that they need to do, or most of everything that they need to do for their tire pressures, for their tape. They're going to crank the wedge all the way down and try to get back up and get going. Maybe one of these guys or two of these guys can find themselves between a couple of the others with the setup, or they do have a setup and they just got kind of caught unawares at that initial restart, which is always manual. So we'll have to see. But Rick, here we go again. Still stage one, the very, very latter half, as we've only got just about, what have we got here? Just about 4 laps remaining in stage number 1.
4 laps left at stage 1 in Daytona. Back to the front of this one. It's the 21 of Tenacious. Goodness, I really need to get better at this. Tenacious leading in that 21 truck, and then he's got that 88 right behind him, and the 98 as well. Those two similar looking trucks of Beast and the 98 being driven by Papa Bear, almost colliding at a turn number 2. But now we'll see how these trucks, who have never been in the front before, manage these final 3 laps at the line. The 18 of Cowboys still lives on the outside. Here comes Shadilak in the 99. There comes Swats in the 51. Contact between those siblings, and they're getting dicey, Pete. 3 to go.
Getting very dicey. And for a moment there, you had 2 kind of nose to tail. Then there was a gap on the bottom between the next 2. There were 3 up top. No longer the scenario. Now we're kind of getting right back where we were before that caution came out, where everybody's kind of on the low side. But with the closing laps, now just 3 to go here in stage number 1. Are they going to get dicey looking for max stage points? Or are they going to say, you know what, it's still early. I don't need to ruin this truck that I've got and just stay right in line. These guys are racers. I think it's going to be, I think they're going to try to get after it.
2 laps to go this time by in stage number 1. Chevrolet, Ford, Toyota, your top 3. The purple and white Cosmopolitan Silverado of Tenacious leads that number 98 champion F-150 of Papa Bear. 5 miles left in stage number 1. The 51 of Swats, who sits in 3rd, has been leading all night long up until this yellow flag. Behind him, he's got the number 2 of Chevy Country Boy. The rookie is just ahead of the 88 truck being driven by Beast. What can these top 5 do here at the end?
I don't know. Tenacious Z actually just pulled up, and I think it might be bad for him if he doesn't get back down in front of that 98 of Pop Bear. But Pop Bear was all over his back bumper. He's getting a hell of a push from the 51 of SWAT, sending him into turn 3 and 4. 98 of Pop Bear is going to stick on his back bumper, not going to risk pulling out. If he's going to get max points, he needs to do it right then and there. But hey, second most stage points for round number or stage number 1 is not going to be bad for this 98 of Pop Bear. Very, very good points start for him.
Less than 2.5 miles left in the stage. 21, 98, your top 2 rolling through the first corner. The 51 of Swats has a run, looks to the outside. Papa Bear throws the block on the high side, dips back down below, tries to draft up to the 21. He's not behind him. He's trying to block the 51. The outside line is moving. Here comes Yotes King in the 02. Pete, they've got a great run on the outside. 18 behind the 02.
Yeah, look at that 18 of Cowboy push. He's got the 02 of Yotes, which I wasn't sure if he had a setup in. But here comes the 33 as well. They are nose to tail, up high, all kinds of momentum up there on the bottom now. You got the 21 of Tenacious Z with the 98 of Pop Bear giving a big old push. Once the 33 had the 18 cleared, 18 ducked down and left that 33 out to dry. That was the end of stage 2. I think this is going to be max points for the 02 of Yotes. And Pop Bear, very, very good finish for him as well. And no, Rick, this is not a stage caution or a stage break. This is actually a caution.
Is it, Pete? Goodness, I must have messed up there. Well, Yotes King is in first place here at this yellow flag here. No idea what happened.
No idea either. Must have been something quite far in the back in order for us to, or in order for it to completely elude us. But I would imagine now that this is going to take us into stage number two. We'll see here on the reset. But yeah, great racing by everybody up front right there. Man, way to come to the end of a stage. Even if it's not the end of the stage, I'm going to throw the stage two and bring down the cup flag so we know what we've got going on here, Rick. 21, still your control car. Back to green, Rick.
At the front of this one, the 38 of NNR Bowling now at the front. He's got the 18 right behind him, so that F-150 now leads for the first time today. And also for the first time today, the 18 of Cowboy gets into second place. The 21 of Tenacious is in third, and these trucks are struggling to gain grip, wiggling and weaving through the low and the high lines. Down the backstretch, the 38 of Bowling has a great lead, but he's a sitting duck for the move on the outside.
Yeah, big train on the outside. I have to see if these guys can get up and get going. It looks like the caboose right now is that 99 of Shadlack. He was giving his brother a big old push in the beginning of this when everything went green. Looks like he's going to go ahead and decide to drop on down to the bottom. But Rick, they are side by side coming to the line. 38 down low and the 02 up high.
The 18 of Cowboy with help from Tenacious and Haskell in the 21-33, and then the 02 of Yotes respectively on the outside line. The 18 clears the 38, and he ditches the push on the outside to get into the lead. Now the 38 of Bowling gains traction and gains speed using the draft from the 18 of Cowboy, Bowling, and now swats all three NNR drivers now on the inside. Tundra, Ford, Tundra, your top three on the inside, but don't forget those three Silverados on the outside, still side by side into three.
Yeah, we're going to
and that's the caution.
Another caution. Yep. We're going to take a quick moment right here, guys and gals. We will be right back.
Hey NNR fans, don't miss any of the action by following or subscribing to Repeat's Twitch channel. Turn on notifications and you'll always know when the best preset league on Xbox hits the track. Check out his YouTube channel too to see all of NNR's past races. Follow No Name Racing as well as Repeat 1975 and others on Twitter, and you'll never miss any of the action.
All right, so big thank you again to the ex-NNR Mountain, or Mountaineers 13, if you follow him on iRacing, for that commercial content. Still very, very valid even to the next season. But Rick, here we go again. 18 of Cowboy out. I'm sorry, in the bottom. 21 of Tenacious C. 38-33, and then we got the 51 of Swats to round out your top five. Going back green, 18 looks like he's got those get up and go gears.
Less than a dozen laps left in stage number 2, 18-38, and now the 33 of Haskell dives down to the inside. Toyota, Ford, Chevrolet, your top three on the inside, and they just are so out of control trying to gain grip. Haskell giving up that inside line. Now the 0-2 of Yotes King down the inside. Still side by side. Haskell left out to dry like a piece of clothing from a Daytona beach vacation that will never be seen again. That inside line runs the train on him and says good night. But now here comes the 38 of Bowling to the outside with help from Yotes King in the 0-2. The 8 of In the Way behind that 18, 3x3 down the front. The 38 tries to clear the leader. Contact with the 0-2 of Yotes King. 18's in the grass. Truck spinning through the tri-oval, and there's going to be another yellow flag.
Yeah, that guy that tried to squeeze in, I think it was the 0-2, was definitely not clear. Doesn't look like the game has brought out the caution yet. We'll have to
not
see
at all.
If yeah, we'll have to see. Watts actually calls the manual. I thought I heard a difference in the sound of one of the motors, as you still see a couple guys in the back wrecking out. So something we'll have to keep an eye on some of these guys in the back here, Rick.
Yeah, if I may interject, actually, yeah, I'm here. Sorry about the had some other problems go on earlier, but yeah, the caution has just come out, and it looks like there was a big wreck. Guys are trying to squeeze each other onto the apron, and then all the ThorSport trucks just wrecked in the backstretch, got loose. I don't know. They're checking up. They're kind of forced into some laps, but big wreck in the backstretch, and the caution is out again.
Well, welcome to the show, Lucky Dog. I was
Sorry
gonna
about
say,
that.
Rick,
I
your
just
voice has gotten just a little bit higher.
Just a touch,
I
Pete.
apologize. I apologize, Pete. That was just. I mean, I was ready for it, and then just things came up, so I apologize.
That's okay. No, you're fine, man. Hey, I'm glad you're here. It's been a pretty good race so far. We're in the middle of stage number 2. When they took the green on stage 2, it had about 17 laps. So they're kind of winding down, but welcome aboard, sir.
Thank you. Yeah, I was having issues getting the stream. Having one of those days where the connection isn't quite working, so I can't quite tell how many laps are left. So I'm gonna need some help in some updates here or there. But yeah, we're back under green for another restart in stage 2. One of the guys, Swats, is running up in the front. Got really impacted by that. He's second to last right now in this field. Now let's see how he works his way up and see how strong that 51 truck really is right now.
Well, Rick, on that restart, 38 of Bowling took him to 8 go, 21 of Tenacious Z right behind him. Then you got the 38, and it looks like behind them, everybody's kind of scrambling for position just a little bit down this backstretch.
7 laps to go this time by across the line. The 38 of NNR Bowling leads the 21 of Tenacious, and then the 33, the wrecking in turn number 3. Trucks piling up. Bossy Geo into the top 5 for the first time. Still green out of 4, and now the yellow flag flies with less than 7 to go when we take the green, Pete. So the first 2 stages wrapping up rather quickly, and what was a patient stage number 1 seems to be a frantic end to stage 2.
Yeah, I think for this reason to kind of start off in the back and let you guys stay up front to call the restart. I see if I can't find out what's going on, whether it's just over aggression or if it's, as we've seen, these guys under full setups rather for the first time this season, just maybe not quite able to get a grip on the speed that they have going through the corner. Or it could just be a difference of, somebody on a wheel pinching somebody down on the bottom that's on a controller, where it's a nice steady turn versus somebody that's kind of tapping over. But we'll see here riding along right now with the 51 of NNR Swats coming into that restart zone. Rick, take a screen, sir.
Back to green one more time. The 38 of Bowling continues to lead, but now Haskell has moved up into second place for the first time today. That all-black 33 now sees 4 laps to go on his screen. Fans at home, get on the edge of your seats. 3 to go next time by. Lucky 38 leading as they weave in and out of 2.
Oh, big problems going on to the back of the field right there. The 02 of Yotes King is around once again. He is not having a good night. They're single file right now with 3 to go. Some guys are trying to create a big gap to create an almighty run to try and gain some spots here at the end of stage 2.
Still green headed into the third corner, Pete. 38 leads. Haskell in that 33 now moves to the high side. Haskell's had trouble being steady in the corners. He has to check up hard. The 21 of Tenacious now to his inside. Pete, that 33 will be the difference between the 38 winning this stage or being in some trouble. 2 to go.
I tell you what,
or 3 to go, excuse me.
It's going to be the 88, just got force pit. And, here's that caution one more time.
So they may end the stage under caution here, because I think it's a 3 to go now. I don't see these guys getting another restart.
Actually, it's a manual caution. So the one and only SWAT kind of called an audible here, not liking what he's seen, thinking that maybe if we go at the line this time.
We're going at the line. Okay,
yeah,
I know that one.
Kind of a call that the admins can make if you have 2 or 3 cautions in quick succession. Kind of go at the line that we have a little bit of separation, and then pull yourself back up. But not everybody is exactly side by side, so we'll have to see what they do. But yeah, we're at lap 15 of 17, so we might see just one lap, just a quick, white flag lap. Take one and you're done. And we'll start off stage 3, but I think we'll still start off stage 3 with either a single file doubled up, but you go at the line.
We'll see how these trucks make along as they're single file around the tri-oval. So it looks like we are going to go here with 1 lap left. 2 to go. The 38 of Bowling leads. There's the 33 of Haskell now trying to form up on the outside, and that 21 of Tenacious is going to be in third.
Yeah, can't wait for this restart right here. With one to go, it's gonna be pretty crazy. But we've seen in the past few restarts, albeit most of them were game cautions, but you tend to see the inside line form up very fast. That's the place you want to be around any super speedway. And usually, if you're on the outside, especially on a green light checker restart, whether it's for stages or for the victory, you're kind of in the difficult spot. So you're going to see the inside line form here, and 38's in a really good position to capitalize and get a stage win in stage 2.
Well, Rick, I think right now the 38 of Bowling's in a pretty good spot. He's got the 21 of Tenacious Z right in his back pocket. He's been there, he's been up in the front all night long. I don't think Tenacious has really fallen any worse than third or fourth, so he's proven to be a good pusher. Not quite sure what that Cosmopolitan Ford would be. I'm sorry, Chevy rather would be like at front. And I'm sure Bowling doesn't want to find out. Bowling's got a couple wins on the season. He wants max points here in stage 2. He wants a good starting position for stage number 3. And he's got a couple pretty stout trucks right behind him, but they're lined up on the outside as well.
As we line up 2 by 2, headed to the line, Pete, I'm so interested to see if we're even going to survive the end of Stage 2. With it being one lap to the end, they're not going to get up to speed by the end of the second corner, barely into turn number 3. So we're not going to see any good passing opportunities coming out of turn number 4. If they don't wreck into 3, Pete, the drag race to the line will be immense. 2 1/2 miles to wrap up the second stage. Haskell to the outside, Bowling to the inside, Tenacious in third place, and for the first time, you've got Tempest in the top 5.
Well, we'll have to see if this one-lap shootout for the end of stage 2 is enough for the guys to stay up and stay fast on that outside. Going green, 38-33 to the duel. See who can get up and through the gears the fastest. But that is that staggered restart. As you look back at the rest of the field, there's a good truck to a truck length and a half between first and second and the rest of the field. So, nope, looks like 33 wasn't able to get enough help. Going to try to drop on down, which is great for the 38. They're just going to finish this. They're just going to finish this out.
We're going to see what the 38 can do. He's a sitting duck with the 33 trying to draft. Siege on the outside in that blue and white Tundra. There's Haskell in that number 33 Silverado. They're trying to form the pass, Pete. Haskell looking to the outside. He's got the 21 of Tenacious to his inside. Does anyone have a pass out of 4? Pete, here comes the 33.
Yeah, 33, he had, I can't talk. He thought he might have had a little bit of help, but the truck behind on the top was just too far back. Not enough of a push. 38 of Bowling, he's going to go ahead and grab max stage points in stage number 2. 21 of Siege, Tenacious Z, he's right there as well. Atlanta Racing, the one and only. Thanks for checking in, buddy. Good to see you, sir.
Pretty surprised at the end how the 38 held on. I mean, he had a really big gap, and like Rick said, he was pretty much a sitting duck, but both lanes, I mean, they were pretty much even. So it was really hard for one guy to really, once he got up close to him, pull out and try and make a pass on him. So maybe a good decision making by the 38, or just had a little bit of luck on his side. But overall, great job by Bowling to get a stage 2 win.
Brave indeed. We're coming to this third stage now. Big shout out to our friend Atlanta Racing, one of the best commentators in the game and one of my absolute favorites to work with. Obviously, when I'm not working with Pete and Lucky. Pete, I don't know if you know, but as these trucks get wound up for this third stage, Atlanta started commentating Formula One on Saturdays. It's pretty interesting.
Yeah, I caught that Formula One race not too long ago, and it seemed like it turned into a bit-giving party. It was pretty damn cool, if I say so myself. It seemed like everybody that checked into the stream was just dropping bits. I dropped like $5. I think Balls dropped a bunch. I think I saw you there for a little while as well. But Rock NASCAR was dropping. Everybody was dropping bits and giving giving subscriptions and whatnot. Atlanta said in the stream that he wanted to try to get to that $100 tier, so we could finally get a check from Twitch before the holidays. And if I'm not mistaken, between that and the very next race, he reached that minimum. and I have no doubt in my mind that Atlanta will be, you know, cashing in here pretty soon and absolutely deserves it. There he is. He put it right there, right out there in chat that he hit that $100 mark, and a big, big thank you to everybody. Atlanta, I was actually surprised that you hadn't more. I really would have thought that all those AKA guys would have ganged up and done whatever they needed to do to fully support your stream, just like these NNR guys do, and just like they do in American Ethanol and others. But buddy, I'm glad that you got there.
Puts a smile on my face to see our good friend doing well. Once again, shout out my brother, Atlanta Racing. Twitch.tv/Atlanta Racing is where you'll catch him this Saturday afternoon, Formula One for Shake and Bake. Meanwhile, Pete, more pressing matters at the World Center of Racing. 55 laps to go in the money stage. This final stage, the 38 of Bowling leads the 21 of Tenacious, and we already know these drivers are not shy to make big, bold moves to the outside.
No, they haven't been shy at all. It's actually led to quite a little bit of contact. So it'll be interesting. It looks like 33. He got shoved down below the double yellow. Hopefully these guys will cut him a break and let him up. And indeed they do, and it makes them go to the outside, which forms a second line out there. But lucky it's not going to be enough to get anything going out there. They're just there to get around to 33.
Yeah, I think what could have happened to him is he could have hit one of those glitch spots, or I like to call it the groundhogs. There's a few groundhog areas on the track where you're running on the bottom, and then the car just snaps. It takes you off the track. So I think that's what happened to him. He might have hit one off of turn 2, hit a good old groundhog there, and that caused him to lose a lot of spots. But fortunately, he's able to get back up on track. But he lost a lot of time, that's for sure.
You know, you talk about groundhogs, and Rick, you know what just came to mind? The old Fox video that started before each race of Digger. I don't know why that came up or why that flashed in my mind, but yeah,
he's out in full force tonight.
Fox cartoon Digger before each race. That was pretty cool.
Digger was one of the coolest little gimmicks I'd ever seen that they put on Fox, man. It was a great little thing that every NASCAR fan of all age could indulge and enjoy. A little goofy at times, but it's good to have that comedic break from all the serious racing action. It's going to be 52 laps to go next time by, and that gopher is looking around somewhere, because as these drivers get to that yellow line, they bounce right off that apron up to the racetrack. Honestly, and there's no surprise about this, the 38 of Bowling has been the smoothest truck all night long. Watch him through 3 and 4. He's just absolutely glued to the inside, but not much movement in his line at all. Rock steady, and he's holding this lead beautifully. 52 laps this time by, Pete. That 38 is putting on a masterclass.
Yeah, these guys that are kind of back and forth just a little bit. I've mentioned it before. I don't think I have tonight yet, but the corners here at Daytona, they're nothing like the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 at Talladega. Here at Daytona, you turn into the corner, and then the corner kind of flattens out a little bit, so you got to adjust your wheel or your controller just so you don't hit that apron. If you do hit the apron, it's going to kick you up, like what I think we saw earlier with the 33, which, by the way, he has completely lost the draft. He is way past gone. He's way in the back. No help for him whatsoever. But, yeah, that 38 has been rock solid, really avoiding that very, very bottom line, unless he's on one of these straightaways, as it looks like there might have been a little bit of a lag punch there, sending one through grass, and he is spinning, collects a few more, and they're wrecking just past the start stripe.
Indeed, they're wrecking through that trial hole with 51 laps to go, so now it's a race to the yellow flag, and there it is. Lucky they were doing well out of turn number 4, but like Pete said, it seemed like a lag spike. I believe that came from the 99 of Shadowlack.
From my perspective, it looked at the 38 lag spike to 99. It looked like the 99 got hit pretty hard with it. But as you see right here, if you see those darker patches on the apron below the yellow line, that's what I'm talking about, Doug. That's where the groundhog's hiding. That's where you see a lot of guys just get instantly forced at the track, and I think we saw the 99 a little bit that last lap. So be wary about how those darker patches can sometimes snap these trucks out of control.
Well, I'll tell you what, Rick, this was a big save for that 33 after we saw him get completely shuffled out and shuffled to the back. In fact, he ended up collecting the guy that hit the inside or outside wall pretty hard there. So big big thank you to whoever brought out that caution is being conveyed by that 33. He's back up in the pack, ready to get going. He's tail grabbing everybody else, but right now that 99 of Cadillac, he's a lead. 38 had to give it up, or on that restart, 38 kind of checked up so the 99 can get ahead. And yeah, going through 1 and 2 for the first time. Sights and sounds of Daytona and these.
Apologies. I wasn't sure who you were cueing. That was weird. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
My apologies. I muted myself by mistake. I muted myself by mistake, Pete. I'm so sorry. I was talking to literally nobody.
No, it's absolutely good. 99 kind of protecting that lower line coming through the tribal. 38 still all over his back bumper. Then you've got that 88 Menards Silverado. He's been up inside the top 5 just about all night long, and now actually a little bit of separation in the top 3.
I was going to ask.
Go ahead,
Lucky. I was gonna ask really quick. This is on normal or high draft too. I just wanted to.
This is on normal draft with. It's the first time NNR has ever tried setups. There's a couple spinning deep in the pack. Some side-by-side contact. Looks like one might have been able to save it. The other one did a full 360 after nailing that outside wall. And up front, even a little bit of dooring action there. All going on right in front of the 21 Cosmopolitan Silverado of Tenacious Z. Again, I don't think I've seen this perfect truck outside of the top 5 all night long. Here we are, stage 3.
3 F-150s in your top 3 across that line. Now 46 laps to go. The 99 of Cadillac leads. The 38 of Bowling out of that second corner. Beast rolling in that gray and yellow number 88 F-150. Lucky. One thing I've noticed is that the 99 of Cadillac doesn't hold the line as smoothly as the 38 of Bowling. Because of that, the inside line did not travel as fast, and the outside slingshot has more momentum into turn number 3. Twice tonight we've seen that is the pass to take the lead. So who has the skills to make that pass for the lead?
Oh, I mean, anybody can do it. I mean, it's a restrictor plate race. Anybody can develop a run and cause it. Like right here comes that 21 there of Tenacious. Look at him. He's by himself and is able to create that run. A really good job, but he has no help, so you're going to see him right now slowly start to fall back, be painful, falling back towards the end of the top 5. But I know what you're saying. The 99 of Cadillac, yeah, he's a little wobbly in the corners. I think he may be using a controller. That could be a reason why, but not holding as good of a line as Bowling, and you're starting to see that with a lot of guys making some really great runs on the outside line.
Absolutely. Out of this fourth corner, Pete, that number 99 still leads. 38 behind him, and the 88 might have gotten just a bit of a lag spike. Trucks bottlenecking and 2, almost 3 wide through the tri-oval. Pete, it's going to be 43 laps to go next time by. If they stay green, they'll have to, I assume, they'll have to make a pit stop, and it looks... No, they're still green. They're still green. They got out of sorts there, and I thought they went yellow, Pete. But I don't believe these trucks can make it another 46 laps on fuel.
No, I wouldn't say so. I'm actually riding along with the one and only NNR Cowboy in that Safe Flight Toyota, and he's showing about 14 laps in the tank. And he just took a massive shot from the 15. I believe that's Siege, if I'm not mistaken. And actually shoved him to the outside. Now, even though the 18's gone to the outside a few times by himself, that jolt. I think if the 18 hadn't gone to the outside, he would have given the 98 a Pop Bear a huge shot to the back bumper and could have actually caused a wreck. But no, lucky these guys are running full setups. I know Word Burton and a few others, I thought you had even donated a setup to the cause for this week. But tonight they're running full setups all week long. Tomorrow night with the Xfinity, and then again, of course, on Thursday night when the Cup guys take on Daytona, it's going to be under full setup. So very, very different. And you know what? Come to think of it, Lucky or Rick, That could be something that they're having to deal with. If they practiced, a bit of the week under presets, they're going to be taking these corners just a little bit slower. If they got a setup kind of late, and now they're running these very, very fast times. I mean, as the 18 of Cowboy goes into comes off of turns 1 and 2, he's doing 195 mile an hour in the draft. Normally, with no setups, you're talking low 180s. So you're going through a little bit faster, which means your reaction time on that double yellow line has to be just a little bit quicker. Your reaction time to either take that hit from the guy behind you or try to block that line that's forming to your inside or outside has to be just a little quicker. That could be why we're seeing a few more cautions out here with these NNR guys that we normally don't see.
Absolutely, and I think a lot of it too is that this is primarily a preset league, and I think this is the first time we've ever ran custom setups in all three series. So
Yep.
it's definitely a challenge for these guys to get used to. As we saw, Tenacious he got rooted out of the way and is falling back outside the top 5. And when you're traveling that much faster in the corners, handling matters, especially around Daytona, because Talladega, you get a little leeway. When you're on the apron, it doesn't shoot you up as much. You can kind of use a little bit more of that yellow line. But if you ever get close to that yellow line here at Daytona, you're going to hit the apron. And since there's such a big difference in the apron banking and the track banking, it'll just shoot you up the track, and then it'll just cause even bigger problems for you. So there's a lot of things these guys have got to get accustomed to, but they've done a great job so far, and maybe closing in on pit stops, meaning about 10 laps or so.
Yep, you hit that right on the nail, Rick. 11 more laps is what most of these guys have in the bank. But if you're up front, if you're the 99, or if you're the 38 that was up there before, or any of these other guys that have been up front, you're burning the most fuel. A lot of guys think that during these league or these community races, if you're in the back, you're just flat pushing. You're actually not. If you're flat pushing, you're doing something wrong. And I'm sure Lucky would back me up on this. If you're flat pushing and you're like the guy fourth or further on back, you're doing it wrong, because all you're doing is jamming up the guys in front of you. They're having to react. More than likely, you're pushing them up and out of line. They're going to get swirly. They may go around, or they might collect somebody that's on the outside. These guys are actually spending more time out of the throttle. Maybe not right now because they've got some space between them, but when they're nose to tail or look like they're nose to tail, there's actually a little bit of a dance going on at their pedal or on their throttle finger to kind of be in and out of the gas, so they're not just flat out. Allows them to save more gas, which is where I was kind of going with all this, even though in a very, very long, kind of roundabout way. But the 99, I would assume, Rick, is going to pit well before anybody else.
Absolutely, and he's going to need friends to do it, or his race is done without another caution. It'll be 37 laps left the next time they cross the line, so they could only need one more pit stop depending on how many yellows come out. This is our longest green flag run since stage number 1. The 20 of Tenacious Z has been all over the place trying to look for moves, so he could be coming in with the 99 as well. You better believe these drivers have been communicating and expecting teammates to work together with these upcoming pit stops.
Communication is an essential part of restrictor plate racing, especially when you're trying to enter pit road, because if you don't know a guy is starting to pit, if you don't know that they're signaling, it can cause some really big chaos, because you're having to slow from 190 miles per hour to 55 miles per hour down in that pit road entrance. So it's super important to let guys know by doing a little weave on the backstretch to say, hey, I'm pitting this time, so that the guy behind you would not run into the back of you and cause you speed on the pit road. So communication is a crucial part of restrictor plate racing. And Repeat, you were saying, I was going to say, Repeat, you were saying about the fuel mileage too. You hit it spot on right there. I mean, if you're about third, you're trying to find every way to save fuel, because the way the fuel mileage works, it's so crucial. I mean, it's a little unfortunate, to be honest. I wish it couldn't be like that way, but you have to try to do all you can to try and save a bit more fuel, because it's, unfortunately, a huge part of what this game is. And if you save a lot of fuel, that's a lot. and you can really do that if you're the third car in line. So, I mean, hit on the head there. These guys who are a little farther back, like fifth or sixth in line, they're doing what they can to try and either put into fuel gear or just let off the throttle a little bit more to try and save a bit of fuel. But that 21 car is not doing that. He is trying to get more spots, but he's going to find out that he's going to lose more by trying to do that.
It's going to be a big situation trying to save fuel when you've been leading at the front of this race for the entirety of stage number 3. Cadillac in that 99, just ahead of Bowling in the 38. Right up against that 38's truck lid is that 88 of Papa Bear, and then he has the 98 right behind him. So these trucks, these top 4 at least, very committed to their inside line. We'll see pit stops within the next 6 laps, Pete, but that 99 has to be thinking he is in big trouble if he doesn't get a teammate.
Yeah, if nobody else chooses to go down pit road with him, he's absolutely going to lose out. But I know, he's got his brother out there. He's a big run on that outside. I'm not quite sure what happened right there. It was a lag or what. Just seemed like the guys took off like a bat out of hell. They're going to fall on back just a little bit, but the 99 does have his brother out there. But Rick, now if you're Swats, all right, which is Shadilac's brother, do you say, you know what, I'm going to go with you, or do you say, you know what, Bud, I'm sorry, I'll see you for Thanksgiving dinner, but I've got another 3 laps left in the tank, and hope for that caution, or see if that caution comes out, and yeah, well, it may trap your brother a lap down. It's done pretty well for yourself. Top 4, top 5, dicing it up just a little bit. Looks like Cowboy and one other is going to be the 23, a more than a cape. A little bit of fender action right there. That's going to allow a couple of the trucks that are right behind them to close up. And even one guy that was close to leading the draft, he's going to be able to close back in. That's actually going to be that 21 of Tenacious, who really hasn't been outside the top 5 all night long. And they're coming up on their first truck to lap.
Coming up on this lap traffic, Pete, the 99 of Cadillac still leads. He's got the 38 right behind him, and these two have been glued together. It'll be 32 laps to go next time by, so these drivers are wearing the fuel down to the very end to see if they can make it all the way. That looks like the 02 of Yotes King, who now drops down and out of the way. Classy move by that white F-150, and the race proceeds. Lucky, is there any chance that a driver short pits or tries to pull some sort of trickery to take fuel only to the end?
Well, I mean, there's always a chance. I mean, you're trying to look at the tires and see how they're going to last. That's such an important part, believe it or not. You're running flat out, but you got to make sure your tires last. So you have to keep in mind all the things. You got to keep in mind how many laps are left, how much you can fill up for this last run, and just how the tires are going to hold up. It's such an important part. So you've got to look at a lot of different variables in this race leading up to these next sequence of pit stops here, Rick.
100%. Coming out of this second corner, that 99 still leads. That Carolina Nut F-150 leads the Crosley F-150 of NNR Bowling. Now to the outside, here comes the 18. No surprise, but with help from the 23 of More Than a Cape. Pete, Cowboy has been cowboying the outside line in that safe light Tundra all night long, but he hasn't had enough to make it stick. Now finally there's 3 trucks to the outside and 3 trucks to the inside just before pit stops. What could this bring?
I don't think it's going to really bring much for that 18, although he's tried, and I think he's got some phenomenal gears to really try that. I would even hinder a guess that he's got a great 3-gear setup and really just saving that 4th gear for fuel mileage, which has probably been pretty good for the positions that he's been in. And it looks like a lot of these guys starting to dip down below that double yellow line right now. Again, that universal signal that they'll all be coming down pit road. And I think there was about 4 or 5 of them. So most of these trucks are going to come on down pit road. They'll go ahead and fill up fully. But the question is, right sides only, or 4 tires, or no tires? Unfortunately, I'm not seeing anything on either Swats' stream or on Cowboy stream to say whether they actually need the right side tires. Nothing on their menu shows me what they've got left. So we'll have to see. But the 99 is down, and Lucky, it looks like his questions and simply his prayer has been answered. He's got help.
He's got a lot of help. I think it was only 2 other cars that stayed out. I think it was Tenacious and the 18 of Cowboy who stayed out. So the 99's prayers have been answered. He's got 4 or 5 other cars coming in with him into pit road. They all look like they got on very nice and neat, so that's really great to see. There wasn't a big wreck. And getting curious here, looks like the 99 took 2 tires there along with a 23. So that was a pretty quick pit stop, unless I'm mistaken. And here they come exiting pit road here. There's a little bit of lag, and a 23 looks like he's out ahead. These guys using the apron in 1 and 2. The other trucks that came to the pits took 4 tires, so this is going to be very interesting to see. More trucks took 4. These 2 just took 2. Let's see if those guys can catch this little group right here that took 2 tires.
Well, Rick, the
It'll be
21
less
and
than
the 18 came in together, and when they come out on a full fuel run, they got 19 laps with 30 to go, so everybody will have to pit one more time. I don't think even in the draft that anybody's going to be able to run, an extra 10 laps. So something looks like it is up with the 22 Mike. Oh no, okay, he's just coming out of pit road. Never mind. I thought maybe he was out of fuel or something.
Pete, it's going to be interesting to see where these leaders end up. The 38 of NNR Bowling currently has no drafting help. The 33 of Haskell now back up to the 02 of Yotes King, but he doesn't have any reliable drafting help with him. Trucks sparsed and sprinkled all over this racetrack. The 18 of Cowboy has the 21 of Tenacious. Siege has the 51 of Swats behind him. And at the front, that 23 of More Than a Cape now catching up to the 99 of Shadowlack. And this is the only tandem I've seen so far coming up to lap trucks. Pete, it's getting hairy with less than 30 laps left.
Yeah, I think the truck that's actually in the lead right there is the 98 of Papa Bear, as he's going to come on out of pit road. You saw, I believe that's going to be the 33 go pull into his pit stop. So Papa Bear's going to keep that Ford F-150 down below the yellow line, as they need to do, all the way around turns 1 and 2. And then merge in on the backstretch, but he's got company coming in very, very fast way. Here comes the 23 of Cape, as well as the 99 of Shadowlack. There's Tenacious, and he's got somebody else back there. So we're seeing a couple of 2-car tandems, Rick. We'll have to see if they actually absorb that 98 and he stays in the lead, or if they're just going to go slingshot on by and take the lead for himself. Shad's been fast all night long.
Super fast all night long into turn number 3. The 18 of Cowboy running a very, very smooth line, but now the leaders are catching up to lapped traffic. They're going around the outside, and so are this inside group. So now there's going to be 5 cars linked together in these closing laps, and without a caution, it could be these 5 that end up fighting for the win. Lucky. It's 26 laps to go next time they cross the line. If you're the 18 of Cowboy and the 21 of Tenacious, do you bide your time and wait for the next pit stop, or do you try to get to the lead right now?
I try to catch that from pack, Manny, right here. As you see, they're closing in on the 98 truck. Trying to use that 98 truck as a little pick to close into that pack. Honestly, for me, I want to wait till the last pit stop, but you may never get that opportunity again. So, I mean, honestly, for me, I just ride, try and save a little bit more fuel, and kind of hope that for that final pit stop that I can take less on that pit stop, and then eventually try and come out ahead of those guys. So that'll be my strategy, is trying to save a little bit more fuel so that I can have a faster pit road and try and come out ahead of them. That would be the plan for me.
Out of the second corner, Pete, the leaders are finally single file nose to tail, so this is where the fuel saving could begin, but again, it's useless without another yellow flag. So this necessarily isn't the race to the checkered, it's the race to the end of the tank.
Yeah, with about 25 or 26 remaining, they've only got about 15 left in the tank, so everybody will have to go down. But you can bet dollars to donuts that when they come on down pit road, there will be no tires and just enough, maybe a can and a half tops, in order to make it the last 10 laps if they're getting 17 on 2 full tanks of fuel. So most everybody out here right now, or a few I should say, I heard somebody, I think I heard you, Lucky, where you said a couple of guys took 4 brand new Eagle Feel Goods, so they're going to be set for the rest. While those guys on right sides, they might be a little iffy. We'll have to see, depending on what their wear was like. Again, these guys are running full setups, So that camber and the cash and all that is going to wear differently than it would if they were on normal presets, which are usually pretty good for the long run. And you could almost always go a full race on a set of left side tires, only having to change out the rights.
So I'm actually looking at that right here, and I think maybe those guys had a speeding penalty. I think they have more trucks, but they were all spread out to start, but now they started to get into a pack of three. You see SWATs, the 51, the 38 of Bowling, and I believe that's the 88 truck there of TGM. Those guys, they're not really gaining a lot of time in that pack of five. So something tells me that those guys may have messed up their pit road entry or sped in some way, because I don't think those guys are quite there. Actually, they're just a little bit behind. You can see that pack of five there. I don't know if they're actually closing in. They're in a little bit of a tricky scenario. They'll be good on tires for sure, but I think their situation of trying to get to a race, well, they're going to need another caution.
Rick, more than a cape, is pushing this 99 truck as hard as he possibly can. This Carolina Nut truck, he's been up front many times, partly in stage one, a little bit in stage number two, but everything so far here in stage number three. He's had a couple of different people behind him, but it looks like, for the most part, Cape's really holding that back bumper up and, pushing it for all he's worth.
He's giving it everything he can, and I'm not sure what kind of strategy he's playing at, Pete, but it's going to mean he's not saving any fuel at all. So they're certainly racing to stay ahead of that lapped truck of Papa Bear in the 98, but they're racing to be as fast as possible to prevent any sort of comeback. But of course, as we all know, the great equalizer in racing is the yellow flag. 22 laps to go, and if the yellow flag doesn't fly, they'll need to pit one more time. Lucky was just mentioning how the other leaders, when they came in, had all incurred pit road speeding penalties, which is all too possible for every last one of these trucks. This race is still wide open until they leave pit road on time.
Man, usually I would agree with you, and that would be it. But I have to stand up for this 98. When he was down pit road and he came on back out, he actually came out as the leader. So believe it or not, Papa Bear right now is sitting in P3, right ahead of the 18 of NNR Cowboy. So Papa Bear is actually having a very good night. And usually on a cookie cutter, he does everything that he possibly can to, if he sees that you're faster than him, he'll get up and he'll get out of your way, try to keep it out of the wall. He's not always the fastest there, but he is a force to be reckoned with when it comes to these super speedway races. Glad to see Pop Bear up solidly right now into top 5 and inside this top 5 lead draft.
Absolutely, that's great to see the 98 up there in the front. He's doing a great job right now. He stayed out that extra lap a little bit longer than those leaders and ended up staying with the main pack. So I was really impressed by him. A great strategy call, and it's really worked out for him. Like, he came out in front of the 99 in Cadillac, but because he just couldn't get his car wound up, he ended up falling back a little bit to third. Still doing a pretty good job. He's leaving a little bit of a gap to the 23s, so he may be saving fuel a little bit. Got a little looser tight there. Ooh, maybe hitting the apron in 1 and 2, but so far he's running a good race. These top 5 are looking pretty set. Just from here, they got to make no mistakes, and for that next pit stop, make sure that they hit their marks. Don't hit those bumps. There are some bumps entering pit road when you're braking right before the pit line, and it can speed your car up when you're braking. So these guys have done a good job managing that, and just hopefully just try to make sure they get it in on speed, make sure that they have good tire wear, make sure their tires are underneath them, and take the right amount of fuel for this final pit stop.
You know what, Ricky, believe it or not, it's nice to see. All right, right now, the 99 is Cadillac. He's pretty strong, almost dominant every single week. I mean, no matter the kind of track. Then you got the 23 and more than a Cape. Usually Cape is going to be one of your tail end Charlie. If something happens, he's easily able to navigate his way around it. Same thing with Pop Bear. He's usually a little bit further in the back. So it's actually kind of to see more than a Cape and Pop Bear right now running inside this front pack and doing pretty well. And actually, I don't see the. Okay, yeah, okay. I thought I was looking at the 88 for a second there. It's good to see these guys running up front and having a great night here at Daytona.
Absolutely, they're having a great night right here. This top five is still doing pretty good. They lapped the 30-30 Pascal Carrasco. Remember, this guy was running up towards the front a lot. He was challenging for the lead, and then he had that little apron groundhog issue, and then for some reason has just never been able to find his way back up to the front. He's going to stay in this pack of 5, which would now create a pack of 6. And I don't have a lap count because the stream was really behind for me, but these guys got to be closing in on pit stops really soon. So, and if you're a guy like Shadow like right now, you may not have as many friends trying to go in and enter pit road because he's burning more fuel. Some of these guys may have saved a bit more fuel, so he may be a Lone Ranger entering the pits.
It's 17 laps to go as they cross the line. The 99 of Cadillac leads this race, and there's just about 7 to 8 laps of fuel left in these race trucks. Cadillac still comfortable leading at the front. He came out as the leader when he came in as the leader as well. The 23 of More Than a Cape comfortably sitting in second place, but the 98 of Papa Bear is relentless with the pressure. Now with lap traffic, the trucks have to break formation and create their own space. That looks like Bossy Gio up ahead in the 00 with 7 laps left. The 99 of Cadillac confidently leads out of the fourth corner. Pete, we're starting to get down to the end of the candle. What strategy can anyone pull to get ahead?
You know, I almost wonder if that. I'm glad that you asked that. I'm almost wondering if that's what Siege Tempest, the guys that are one of the trucks that they passed, was thinking. His fuel window's out. Is see Bossy Gio almost come on down in front of the leaders, but thought better of it, and he's going to go ahead and stick it up on the high side, keep it out of the way. The leaders are going to come screaming on by. He should be able to grab onto the back if they didn't come on by with too much momentum. But Siege, Bossy Gio, and a couple others, they might have thought, you know what, my fuel window's open, let me come on down now. If I get a caution, I'll be lucky. Or if I can catch up with a couple other guys and get back on these other fellows when they pit, I might have a chance. But at the same time, they're losing all kinds of time. And if they go on down and only grab 2 and just enough fuel to go the way, I don't think they're going to be able to completely unlap themselves.
It's going to be a gamble out of this second corner. The 98 truck still leads. Now More Than a Cape, you can see he's moving to the outside. That 98 of Papa Bear not giving him any rest up the back. But in that fourth slot, Pete, that white 18 Safe Light Tundra of Cowboy has tried the high line every chance he's got. There he goes again out of the fourth corner looking for some sort of help. So we'll see who decides to go with the 18 of Cowboy. Will they get around these 3 trucks at the front? But that's not to say that Cape and Papa Bear behind the 99 of Cadillac don't have a trick of their own. Next time by, Lucky, it will be Lucky number 13 laps left.
Oh, that's pretty cool. But yeah, anyway, that Cowboy, if you want to make moves, he's the truck you want to hook up with. I mean, I saw a lot so far of this race. He's been trying to make those moves on the outside, but not as many guys wanted to come and help him. And also another guy wants to make moves, 21 at Tenacious right here. He's trying to make a pass for 4th place. And sometimes the moves that he makes aren't quite the best moves. The timing isn't quite there. Maybe he's just trying to go by himself. That doesn't always work. But, I think Cowboy's been riding a bit more. I haven't seen him make too many moves as of late. He's just been riding it back. But Tenacious right now, he's pressing the go button. He is being super aggressive right now, forcing gaps when he can. He's not the best look right now. Might not want to rattle Cowboy. But overall, Tenacious looking pretty aggressive right now. Looking to maybe a little impatient, but doing a good job nevertheless. And Cowboy starting to lose a little bit of touch to that front pack.
38, 51, and 88 now down pit road. All nose to tail came in very, very clean, so they should be able to come on out the same way, and maybe they'll be able to pick up a couple stragglers, have a great pack for themselves. So right now, though, I'm going to jump back up to that 99 Carolina Nut Ford F-150, still with that, that 23 of Cape all over the back, 98 of Papa Bear. the 21 of Tenacious Z, and then the ever testy 18 of NNR Cowboy. Again, big thank you to Cowboy and SWATs for streaming tonight, allowing us to kind of ride along for that fuel, for the lap count and all that, as they all duck now below that yellow line, again signaling that they're going to come on down pit road. What very pretty slow truck right there. They all had to kind of pull a little bit of a evasive maneuver, I guess you could say, to get around them cleanly. Should see more than half of this front pack come on down pit road right now for just what they need to get to the end. 99 booking it into the pits.
We'll see if he gets a speeding penalty on the way out, but he seems to have woed up nice and calm. 99, 23, 98, your top three into pit road. And this is the money stop right here, Pete. This is where the make or break happens. Tires, fuel, it's all up to you, but you had better make the right choice. Now 13 laps remaining in this race. Everyone must come down pit road, and if I were a driver, I would certainly gamble if I was sitting outside this top three.
You know, Lucky, I kind of question it, but it doesn't seem like it's really going to matter. A little bit of a lag shot right there to the entire field. The way the 99 came screaming into the pits, I thought he was actually going to get to his pit stop well ahead of everybody else and then have a monstrous lead, which was going to allow the 2 or 3 behind him to team up and get going before anything else. Looks like Cape's having a little bit of an issue going up there on track, really having to slow it down so he doesn't loop it around. So that's just going to leave the 99 and the 98 up here. We'll have to see who re-inherits the lead here in just a moment once green flag pit stops are done. If the 99 and 98 keep it, this could be your duo right here that goes for the lead or goes for the win.
I just want to say one thing. So the 21 has just done a splash and go right now, but the 18 did not go with him. The 21 all by himself entered pit road. The 18 did not help him. I mean, that was going to be a great opportunity for the 18 to try and help, to try and rival those top 3 that entered the pits. I'm not sure what that was all about there, I'll be honest with you. I'm not too sure. I got to find where the 18 truck is now entering the pit road. Yes, he does. The 98 and the 99 are just coming out on the backstretch right now. Very interesting call there, but the 18 did not help the 21 entering the pits.
Yeah, I got to
21 is in
21, Rick. He's been fast. The 18 has absolutely been fast. Again, I think he's got a little something extra in that gearing. As you see, the 99 and the 98 work their way around the 21. Yep, 21 of Tenacious Z, and might even add a little bit of contact right there with the 13. So we'll have to see. Even though they're not on the same strategy, and they may not even be on the same lap. We'll have to see if this 99 and 98 are going to be able to work with each other. And again, if the 98 sticks with Shadowlack all the way, if he's going to have anything for him at the end.
Keep your eye on the 18 truck of Cowboy. That white Safe Flight Tundra is being scored as the leader. It's going to be not for long. Look at the slingshot on the outside. There was just no chance. No chance for Cowboy, but now the work has to be done. He's still trying to get up to speed, but he has no drafting help. He's not going to catch up to the draft, and without a caution, this is the race for truck number 18, hanging on by a thread of a draft. As they cross the line, the number 99 of Shadowlack is your leader at the World Center of Racing with 8 laps remaining. Does he hang on to the lead?
I tell you what, Rick, I'm kind of curious right now. As I look at the stream for SWATs, NNR SWATs, it's actually telling me that the 98 is the truck in the... No, okay, they must have been battling. I'm going to go ahead and find them again because it just put that 99 back in the lead. So I'm guessing they might have been side by side or something was going on. But yeah, 99 of Shad is now in the lead. 98 right back where he was. 21, he's actually 21 is sitting in P5 right now. So as these green flag pit stops have continued all throughout the final stage, it's jumbled up a lot to where it's actually getting a little complicated in order to be able to keep up, which is normally not the case at Daytona. Usually we're in a big old pack. We know exactly where everybody is. A little bit of a lag spike there by the 98. sent one truck back into the wall, able to recover, going down the backstretch. Only a couple more times needed here, Rick.
Just a few more times to go. I believe it's going to be 6 laps to go the next time they cross the line. 99, 98, your top two. The O2 of Yotes King, a lapped truck, but now getting into that draft without any help. Interested in the event of this race, that 98 is going to have to beg the O2 of Yotes King for some sort of push around that 99. They cross the line, and the gap to third is massive, Pete. It's going to be these two plus the lapped O2 of Yotes win the final 6 laps to win at Daytona.
Yeah, Lucky, we're winding them down right now. 99 and 98, they've absolutely got it on the rest of the field. The O2 that's right behind him, he's nowhere near, in contention, just basically hanging on. And this, with him doing that, making this a 3-car pack, it's really just going to help them all the way around. So they really should, at the end of this race, hand a little bit of that winner's purse over to the O2, say, man, thank you very much. Still a little bit of instability, might just be the 98 or it could be the lobby overall. Not 100% sure, but these guys are well on their way to a great finish here at the first super speedway of the new NNR season.
Absolutely, and there was a lot that just happened. So you saw the 18 of Cowboys, he lost the draft, and you saw the 21 there, like you said, get lag punched by the 98, and that just pretty much ended his race so far. I think he may still be back in 3rd or 4th place, but the main focus right now is on the 99 and 98, the 2 Thor Sport trucks, 1 and 2 right now. Papa Bear running 2nd, and then you got Shadowlack running in 1st. Shadowlack's ran a great race all night. He's had a great truck and has just been able to put the truck anywhere he wanted to. 98 trying to look a little high, not going to do anything with it as these laps are winding down.
Another lap takes off. Sorry, Pete, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, do you think with the O2 of Yotes King right behind him, Papa Bear might lay back just a little bit? And, Lucky, I got to ask you, normally I would say to set up a guy to try to pass, you're going to lay back just a little bit, down the whole front half of the track and really get a great draft coming up off the corner and try to get that pass done down this very long backstretch. Do you think the 98 and the O2, the O2, he's got to win, but he's not in contention here. He's he's trying to get his lap back. Do you think he might go with an underdog and say, you know what, Shad, you're great all season long. 98, he needs this win. He needs these points. Do you think the 98 and the O2 are in some kind of a chat together to say, hey, this is when we're going to go?
I mean, at this point, you're by yourself. I mean, there's no real help at anybody else. I mean, I would like the O2 to help me here or there for some draft, but, these two guys, they're both Thor Sport trucks, the 99, 98. I mean, they could sit back and help each other, but, I mean, if I'm Papa Bear, I want to go for that win and try and make a run for this lead right here. This is the best run he's had all season so far. And the O2 making some runs there. I'm not too sure why. I mean, I think maybe he's trying to get out of the way, but the 98 building a run right now as we're heading towards start-finish line. Trying to get a good run and make a move right here, Pete.
Rick, I'm sorry to cut you off before, buddy. What did you have on your mind?
That 99 is still in the lead. No, the only thing on my mind, Pete, is the end of this race. 2 laps to go as they tick it off. Pete, 99 leads, 98 behind him. The O2 of Yotes King could influence how this race ends, and these two are up front because of their fantastic pit strategy. Coming to that white flag, Pete, what is it going to take to pass Shad?
I honestly couldn't tell you. It's just going to be, it have to be a little bit of teamwork from these, from the O2 and the 98. Either that or Papa Bear being here in P2. I believe on this final lap, he's just got to be happy where he is. However, he would absolutely love a win. He'd love to say, he calls NNR home, even though he has his own league called Turn Down for What Racing that races on Saturday nights. he's got his own thing going on, but he still calls NNR home. He'd love to notch an NNR victory and be able to say, man, I was able to win a race among the best. Still back just a little bit. Lucky, this could be it. Could he back up to the front bumper of that 02? Could Yotes King help the 98 push his way all the way to victory? They are side by side. Here comes the 98 to the outside. Coming to the line. It's going to be the 98. Congratulations, Papa Bear. Hell yeah, great finish.
What a finish, that 98 of Papa Bear around the outside using the draft. He timed it perfect right around that outside. He lagged back out of 2, Pete, and he just timed that to absolute perfection. Have you ever?
I have never. That was amazing. You have no idea exactly how much this win is going to mean to Papa Bear. Congratulations to the 98. It couldn't have happened to a better guy. I tell you, Papa Bear, he's very much like me. You know, I give away these die casts. I give away these gift cards. Papa Bear actually lives right outside of Randleman, North Carolina, not too home from the Petties. And he goes to the die cast store up there, and he buys these die casts. A lot of them are signed. A lot of them are just cars that he wants to give away. And he's been doing that for a while now. I couldn't be happier for Papa Bear. He's going to be ecstatic when he works his way into the booth. Congratulations, buddy.
Incredible win for Papa Bear there. I was watching that, and I was like, man, is he really going to do this? But some great and fair racing between him and the Shadow Light there. Wasn't a whole lot of, heavy blocking. There was just some fair racing there. There's still a great side-by-side finish, and that was a great way to end this truck race. And since I'm racing in the race Thursday, I'm going to take some notes there. That was a very good slingshot that he did take over
You're
the win.
You're going to be in the field on Thursday.
Yeah.
Ooh, letting the word out early. Well, it'll be good to...
Well, trying to get better at the super speedways. They've been a very big weakness for me, and I also trying to have a little bit of fun. And I wanted to race an NNR race for a while, so yeah, trying to work on a lot of things. And yeah, that's out there.
All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break, just a quick commercial break. We're going to go to nnrleague.com, show you around just a little bit, and we will be right back. Man, what a great finish.
Hey NNR fans, are you looking for a way to rep your favorite NASCAR Heat preset league on Xbox Live? Look no further. Just go to nnrleague.com, scroll down to the Zazzle tab, and see what we have to offer. From t-shirts to hoodies to clocks, we have everything you need to show your support. Thanks for being the best fans, and we hope to see you at the track repping that NNR red.
All right, guys, we are back. Again, that was NNRleague.com. Take a look at the Zazzle tab and everything that NNR has to offer. We're going to pull up our truck post race. Going to get a little bit of, man, I am so happy for Papa Bear. Way to get this done. I tell you what, if it was under the old format, the way that it's been for the years past, he'd be, win and you're in. I'm just hoping now that Papa Bear has got this win under his belt. It'll build up a little bit of confidence, build up a little bit of momentum for him. I wish that his son and his daughter were out there in chat and, just rooting their old man on. Phenomenal race. Absolutely phenomenal. All right, so who came in P3? Was it still Tenacious?
It was Rowdy, Pete. Or Cowboy, sorry, Cowboy.
Cowboy, okay. All right, so Lucky, you want to pick up Cowboy? Lucky Dog, you want to pick up the driver of the 18 Safe Flight?
Y'all got me.
All right. Yep, I got you. Lucky, you got Rowdy? He backed out. All right, well, I guess, Rick, you want to pick up that Safe Flight?
I do want to pick up that safe light Tundra. Rowdy, we saw you make the most of the outside line in great
Cowboy.
style. You had a lot of speed around that outside, and you really used the draft. Was that your move tonight? Did you plan on using the outside line so often?
Well, yes, Rick, and this is NNR Cowboy who
I
got it
kept calling you
first.
Rowdy, didn't I? My apologies,
Yes, you
Cowboy.
did. It's all right.
So with that outside line, what was the most difficult part of not being able to make it stick? Was there not enough help out there?
Yeah. I mean, we had a pretty good group who we were talking all race who wanted to work the high line because you could notice on the bottom that they were checking up a little bit, so the high line was getting passes made.
Well, it was certainly entertaining to watch, man. Congratulations on that third place finish.
Oh yeah, just wanted to bring the new paint scheme to the booth tonight.
You did a great job in that white Tundra, man. Great job. Pete, you're with our second place finisher.
All right, Lucky, are you back, sir?
Yeah,
All right.
my connection timed out real bad. Yep.
All right, not a problem. Go ahead and pick up that 99 Carolina Nut Ford of old Cadillac, please.
All right, Shadowk, you got a copy?
Yep.
Well, I got to say, you did a great job tonight. A great second place finish, and there's few points where you fell to the back and then made your way up to the front. What really helped you make your way, help you carve your way through the field here throughout this race?
A lot of luck.
Yeah, well, that's Super Speedway racing. That's how it be. Is your truck handling pretty good? I mean, you were a little wobbly in the corners a little bit. Was it just maybe a little too loose there at the start?
No, it just took me a little while to find my rhythm. Like, turns 1 and 2 around Daytona is a little weird because, like, it starts off to where it's not turning that bad, and then all of a sudden it's like your car or your truck wants to turn a lot, so it makes you go towards that yellow line. So it's a little tricky, like getting used to it on the wheel and just trying to time when that truck actually decides to turn. Other than that, if I was wobbly, it was just me.
Well, you did a great job so far. I've got one more question there. I mean, this is gonna be a dumb question. I was gonna ask if you were gonna expect that run from Papa Bear, but is there anything you could have done different there that last pit stop? Because you entered really well in the pit road. Were you anticipating a move from him there? Were you gonna block him a bit more? Just take us through your just take us through your final thoughts. Those final 5 laps or so.
Well, I knew with the lead that me and him had built up, I knew like it would be coming, the run would definitely be coming, and I'm not going to try to block a guy that worked with me for like 25 laps or more, however many it was. I'm not going to block him coming to the finish line, especially a guy like Papa. I mean, second place, the only thing I'm losing out on is 3 bonus points for the playoffs, and that's it. So, I mean, if I'm going to lose to somebody, I'm glad it's Papa. And as far as the pit stop, I mean, I got in really good, didn't have no problems, hit it probably about, 56 mile an hour. And Papa come out the pits right with me, and I knew as long as we stayed together, we'd be fine on the guys that pitted late. And I don't know what happened to Cape because he pitted right with us, but I don't know if he just had a longer pit stop or what. But I mean, if I'm gonna lose to somebody, I'm glad it's Papa.
Well, regardless, it was a great gesture by you. I thought that was pretty nice. That you're gonna race him fair towards the end. Any shout outs that you wanna say?
Yeah, I'll shout out. Well, one for Papa getting a win, and then just the guys that were in the party chat with us. We were trying to all work together, trying to keep it clean, and try to push one of us to the win. And I'm glad it was Papa being able to pick it up. So yeah, and I'm glad Pete's got his cable fixed and is able to do the broadcast with you guys.
All right. Well, great job, and take care, man.
Thanks.
Then the man of the hour, I tell you, Pop Bear, man, you got to go back and you got to watch the race. When you came out of the pits for the second to last pit stop, I saw you still as the leader sitting in your stall. You came out of the pits and you had a couple of drivers come on by you, but there were only 2 trucks. So you're able to stay right there in the top 3 for the entirety of that fuel run. And then on the last fuel run, as Shadowlack just said, you were right there with him. You, the 99 and the 23 at Cape. Something happened to 23, so you guys came out together. And then you picked up the 02 of Yotes King. Walk us through those last laps, Pop Bear, and tell us how you or where or when you might have been able to figure out you might be able to get a great run coming off the corner, and that was kind of textbook, man. Congratulations. Let's do those last 10 laps.
Well, thank you. On that one pit stop where Shad and Moore Cape passed me, I stayed out until I dang near ran out of fuel. So I knew if I tipped 2 tires, somebody would end up passing me, and I'd end up sticking with them, and it happened to be those 2. And then I kept sizing them up. Every time we'd go into a corner, I'd shoot to the outside, trying to see what kind of run I'd be able to do in case I'm up there at the end. And then so we stuck with them. And then when Shad's like, hey, let's go in now. So I was like, okay, I'm going in with you guys. I don't know what happened to Cape, but I ended up behind Shad, and I said, hey, I'm behind you. And I kept telling him how many seconds the other one was behind us. And then the 02, we passed him. He stuck with us, and he was pushing us, and we just built up that much more of a lead. And then on the last turn, last 3 and 4, I was like, it's do or die right now. I'm either going to first or second, so I went for it.
Well, man, you went for it, and it seemed like for a second the 02 of Yotes was going to go up there and stay on your bumper, but he didn't. But it seemed like he gave you just enough of a push to pull you up alongside the 99 of Shad, and then beat him by just about a fender, if that much. Man, I screamed at the top of my lungs, almost like a giddy little schoolgirl, watching you come across the start stripe first there, Pop Bear. You are an NNR first-time winner here at Daytona. Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you.
You won
we were
among the best here in the Heat 5 community, right, man? Pop Bear, you have no idea how happy I am for you right now, sir.
You don't know how happy I am. You should have heard me in the chat with all the guys.
Man, phenomenal race. Way to stick with the 99. Great on the 02 to kind of pick you guys up as you went around. Not actually block the line, just fell right into line and helped you out, which, as you said, was able to stabilize that gap back to 3. I didn't go back to them to see how many trucks they had or what kind of time they would have or could have been able to make up on you. But, man, in the end, it all works out. You pulled the pass out right when it needed to be. And I had actually said to Lucky, like just before this all happened, I said, Lucky, do you think that Pop Bear might have something in the reserve? Do you think that he'll try to come off and complete the pass coming off of one of the corners? Grab that little bit of a draft, come off, duck high, and try to get side by side. You did exactly what I was hoping or that you were planning to do. Man, if this was like the last couple of seasons, you're kind of win and you're in. But and you got some great stage points tonight. You got the 3 extra bonus points for winning your first ever race here in NNR. Pop Bear, your name's going to go up on the NNR website as a winner here in NNR. Any shout-outs from you, buddy?
Well, I'd like to give a shout-out to you, to Jim, Coy, and to Shad. I mean, and Moore Cape. We all worked, and I think Cowboy was behind us in that one run. I'll give a shout out to everybody here at NNR. This is my family.
Man, well now you're going to be able to go. Where are you guys at on Saturday night?
Saturday night, we are at Kansas.
You're going to be able to go to Turn Down for What Racing on Saturday night, right about 9 o'clock Eastern, if I'm not mistaken, as the newest NNR Truck Series winner. I couldn't be prouder of if you haven't been able to tell already. Rick James, any final thoughts on what you saw tonight? And then Lucky, same thing afterwards, please.
I saw so much speed, so much fun out there, something that could only get me more excited for the Xfinity and the Cup Series tomorrow and Thursday night. This is going to be a great week of racing.
Same for me. I saw a lot of guys having a lot of fun out there, which is great to see. And I would like to see a bit more side-by-side racing, but regardless, it was a lot of fun to watch, seeing how these trucks maneuvered around through this tricky track, Daytona International Speedway. So it was great to watch, and really proud of the winner, Papa Bear. It's good to see him in victory lane for the first time. I'm really happy for him.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this truck race
Pete.
one more time. Yes, sir.
Hey, so I just wanted to give a big shout out to Papa Bear as well for myself as the series owner for trucks. I've watched Papa Bear for the last 2 seasons. It's been mostly struggling to figure out stuff, and right there with him, I'm struggling as well. But as I just told all the NNR admins in our admin chat that we have on Facebook, I'm more excited about Papa Bear getting a win than if it was my first win for NNR. Just watching him grow over the last 2 seasons, I know right there at the end, Papa Bear in our chat was saying, I'll push you to the end, I'll do this, I won't try to pass. And I think I was the first one to tell him, Papa Bear, you go get that. Don't let up.
That's right.
Go get it. And he was like, well, I'll stay and I'll just push him. And I'm like, no, go get it. So I am glad that he made the move he did, and I'm hopefully looking forward to more wins from Papa Bear, especially on super speedways, because it seems to be his style of racing for sure. He's always in the front. I think last season at Talladega, I think he was leading towards the last lap and got moved out of the way and finished second. So this is definitely a huge thing for NNR with having a guy that normally is not at the front. And like you said, this is a no win and you're in situation for the playoffs. So, but these are some huge points for Papa Bear to move up and hopefully get to the playoffs this season. So Papa Bear, major congratulations. Super proud of you. Super happy for you. And I definitely am excited to see what happens.
Thank you, Swat.
Papa Bear, I want to say congratulations too, bud. It's always fun racing with you.
Thank you, Cowboy. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't think you can find a better guy to run around and never really, takes it out on anybody. Just stays calm and stays humble with it. And I definitely enjoy racing with you, Papa Bear. So congratulations, and thank you, Pete, for being here. And I know next week we won't be here. I won't be here. You won't be here. But definitely look forward to watching it, see what happens.
Yeah, next week at the one and only Charlotte Roval, it'll be the first road course for the new NNR season. That kicks off next Tuesday night at 9:30 Eastern. We're gonna work on a channel to carry that. Maybe the one and only Rick James, if he's not busy, maybe he'll be able to grab that. But stay tuned to Facebook or Twitter. We'll make that information known at a later time. But as for now, yeah, the NNR Xfinity series, they're going to take to the track tomorrow night, 8:30 Eastern. And, of course, on Thursday night, the Cup guys, they're going to give it a whirl. We should see between 20 and 25 cars tonight. I would imagine almost 30. And old Lucky Dog just let it leak out that he might even be in the field on Thursday night as well. And I would imagine he's probably going to be sporting that Geico 13 if that's the way that the cookie crumbles, as the saying goes. But, guys, definitely want to thank everybody for coming out, hanging out, chatting it up. Atlanta Racing, Rock NASCAR. Coey, good to see you out there as well. Kool-Aid, J-Pa, Smith NC, and so many others. Thank you very much. Definitely appreciate it. We will see you tomorrow night. In the meantime, let's go ahead and show a little bit of love to let's go and visit old Mr. Cola, an NNR driver, as he's over on iRacing. And we will see y'all tonight. Take care. Wear your mask. Stay apart. And later, guys.